Hi, and welcome to my workshop. For those of you that haven't joined us before, you maybe don't know that this is all about having fun with fibers. And that could be anything from sewing and knitting and crocheting and painting, and what goes on and on. So what I want to do is get your creative juices pumping. I just want to get your mind going, thinking all kinds of fun things. And I've got some good stuff on the show that'll help us today. I actually visited a classroom, a fashion fiber arts classroom, and they're doing some wonderful things in high school, so we're going to show you that. And I've even got a woman who drives a truck, who quilts in her truck, and we're going to show you some of that as well. But to begin with, I've got Cousin Nancy, and it's so great to have you back. Nancy, you do sew a little bit, don't you?
Well, yes, I do so, particularly after I've had a session with you like this.
So. Because it's kind of contagious.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
It is, absolutely.
Well, I chose an absolutely no-brainer thing, not for you particularly, but just for anybody who hasn't sewn in a while. And I mean, cushions are out there. You know that the world is full of cushions.
The world is full of cushions. Many of them are expensive. So show us how to make our own.
That's I like the thing when you go into the hotel room, though. You know, the bed is so full of cushions you can't even get on it. You have to sleep on the couch, you know, or something. Right. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So just show me how to make the right number.
Well, first of all, I want you to say that you could make cushions for occasions. Like that makes a very fine Christmas. It feels Christmas.
That's nice.
So you have two pieces of fabric, well, one piece, and then the second piece is pieced together because I didn't have a whole piece.
Okay.
And then you put your cushion inside there, and so you can change cushions.
Looks fairly manageable.
Yeah,
yes,
and
I can do
the
this.
same thing,
Yes.
so you could do seasonal cushions. Or you could piece them together, so you could, I mean, this is like quilting, get it? Yeah.
Yeah, how do you make
melt
the
in
stitching?
cloth, and that goes out on your machine.
Oh, okay.
And you just applique, and then you put a back on that, and you, same thing.
All right.
Or this is actually more quilting, because it's actually kind of log cabin-ish.
I did log cabin once.
Okay,
yeah,
so that's sort of that.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Right.
Or you could just use a nice fine fabric. I mean, you could do something like this.
Pretty.
That's just rather,
nice.
It comes like that.
I like that. We're into sparkly these days.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very nice.
Or
okay.
you might find some other fabrics.
Oh, well, I want this
you
one.
looked at
I've
that one,
already checked that one out. That's what I want
because that's
out
already
there.
pieced together. It's done like that. So, that would
thanks,
be,
Linda. That'll be just fine.
Well, I'll show you how.
Okay.
All right, so you get some kind of cushion.
You buy this.
Well, yeah, you could make it, but you don't really want it. If you could just buy it. So 18 inches.
18.
And it's 18 by 18, so we're going to cut out a piece of fabric 18 by 18.
Okay, so
far
I can
do
this.
And this is going to be a fun fur cushion because it's going to look kind of elegant and it's easy.
Okay.
So then we're going to put some we're going to sew them together.
Okay.
Along the one side, about 3/8 of an inch.
Gotcha.
Then we're going to put hook and loop along this side.
All right.
And we're just going to zigzag it. So the seam allowance is about 3/8, so we're going to sew it right on that seam allowance.
So you leave a piece at the end here? Yeah, all right.
Yeah. And the same thing, the opposite ends on that side. So we'll do it up. Okay. And then to actually sew it, I should maybe get my glasses on for this one. You're going to then take it
and
start sewing right there into the corner, down to there, and the same thing on the other side. And once we get that sewn,
voila,
turn it
into
this.
Okay.
And of course, you see what happened here. I ran out of fabric, so I had to piece that together, but it was fun for you to see. So let's then just open this up and turn it the other way. Because then we'll put that cushion in it. And you know that that's the biggest trick because we made it exactly the same size.
So it takes a fair amount of stuffing.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's going to look good when it's in because it's going to be all...
Because it'll puff out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
does it take two or is it better with one at this?
Well, maybe it's better with one. So just kind of keep stuffing it in. Well, keep stuffing it in.
Okay.
And then we'll put that hook and loop back. Well, here we go.
This may be the hardest. If that's the hardest part of a pillow, I can do it.
Do that.
Yes, right.
Get in there, pillow.
There
we go.
All right.
And then we're going to put this
closed
up. And isn't that wonderful? Because you really don't even see it.
No, that's great.
So it's very...
I would pay a fair amount of that for that,
you know. You could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's one more thing. Because pillows could be little, bigger.
Right, very big.
And when they get very big...
something coming on. Yes, right.
When they get very big, they become a duvet. Duvet cover. So that is just a big pillow. You can take whatever fabrics you want, sew them together. You could put the hook and loop at the back to close it if you want.
That makes it look like $1 million.
Well, yeah.
It's wonderful.
But
where's the join? How do we get in this?
Well, you could figure that out whatever way you wanted. But actually what we did here was put grommets and laced it. So that's kind of fun, too. So you take it out and launder it and whatever. So, so you can graduate from little pillows to big ones.
You make everything simpler when you say all it is a pillow hollow made bigger.
It's not rocket science.
Right.
Okay.
I can do this.
All right, that's good. So
Thank
thank you, Nancy, and don't go away because we've got something else coming up. But don't you go away because we've got some good stuff coming.
Guests of our show stay at Travel Lodge. Nice rooms, great people. Models provided by Chan International. #1 in personal development training, modeling, and acting.
Is this not the most beautiful thing in the world? This is the kind of thing that gives me goosebumps. I just love it. I want to do it. So apparently we can start from this plain piece of black, and we can get this. So I'm set. So thanks for being here, Debbie. This is great to have you. Tell me the secret then. Are there any rules?
There's no rules.
We're
not sewing.
You're my kind of woman. Okay.
We're going to employ your liberation license.
Oh, yes, I love it. Okay, so what do I use for my base? So tell me that.
Well, we're going to be machine felting. We're going to be just using needles to push fibers together. So our base should be something like wool or felt.
Okay, so something that's going to smush it in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what can I smush in?
Oh. Whatever you can find in your stash.
Okay, you've got some samples here of the kinds of things. So this appears to be just wool roving. And of course, that's
fibers.
ideal. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have to be wool though. It could be
No, it can be acrylic.
anything. Okay.
Yeah.
And then yarns obviously would work very well.
So many different fibers out on the market
Oh,
now.
the yarns are just so gorgeous. I just can't stop buying yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Then pieces
Bits
of
of felt.
felt or wool or cotton or organdy or anything you
Yeah,
want.
try your silks, try cotton lamaze, anything you can. And if things don't felt and hold well initially, put a little ball of yarn or a little piece of wool on
And
top
that
of it.
will squish
Hold
it in
them
and that'll
together.
make it work. So it's things like mesh or things like
We've
tulle.
got tulle, we've got tulle with fibers in between, we've got pieces of organdy, and we've got some silk throwsters, I think they're called.
Yeah. So I've got to ask the obvious question: is this going to stay on here? Like, can I wash this stuff, or what happens?
Well, you've got to test it.
Okay.
Put your pieces on a tester piece and throw it in the washing machine with your delicates and see how it lasts.
Sure,
if
sure.
not, you can always get it dry cleaned.
Okay, so it will last fairly well. I can see that that's actually squished right through, and that's what we want. And so it is really going to hold pretty well.
The more you felt it, the more it's holding in, and even washing the agitation felts it together some more.
Sure, and I also see that at the end we can do some stitching on top of it. So that will also add to the texture and add to the delight of this whole thing.
Once you've done all of your felting, then you can sort of let your mind wander for your beading, your seed stitching. Even you can burn some organza over the top.
Hey, okay. Well, I'm twitching. Okay, I just see this plain purse here. Should we mention, did you make this, or what's the story
This is
of
a store-bought plain felt purse.
Oh, you can buy
so
them like this?
if you're not up to making the entire bag, why not just do an applique or felt directly onto it?
Okay, right.
This is really easy. You can use your own garments. You can use store-bought garments. You can just embellish wherever you'd like.
Neat, that little coffee cup. Yes, I mean, this is your classy cup. This is nice. So you make a little thing like that. Or is that your wine bottle holder? Is that
You
what
can
this
put a
is?
wine bottle in, drop a vase in.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go over to the fancy machine, and you're going to show me how to do this.
I am.
Okay. And I have been twitching. Well, I think what this sounds like to me is that this is sort of the instant. I mean, the way to felt, people take needles and they push the needles in, and that has worked for centuries, and that is good. But then somebody came up with the idea if we could make it by machine. And
We're going to go faster.
Yes. And tell us about this machine, because, I mean, it's light as a feather. I mean, this is nothing. And there's no... I don't see...
Where's the spool?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's your thread?
What's the deal?
It
There's
looks like
no
a thread. Looks like a machine built on the same frame as a sewing machine, but there's just a motor here that drives these needles.
Okay.
There's no thread.
Okay.
There's no bobbin.
Okay.
There's no limits.
So there's people that have never sewn or touched a sewing machine or wanted to. This is their idea of a good time.
Yeah, it's almost better if you have no sewing experience because then you're not looking for those threads to break and worrying about keeping your fabric fed just right.
People
you can
are
move
afraid
all
of
over.
sewing machines, and I'm sad about that, but let's get them going on this. So, okay, I'm going to have... Can you do that?
Sure, we can try some wispy roving fibers.
Okay. So you just turn it on, and the needle is in it.
And the needle is in.
Okay, and then we just push the pedal. It's like driving a car, I would think.
We've got a presser foot that we put down.
There is a presser foot, okay.
And we've got here an eye guard and a finger guard.
So you can't get your fingers
protected.
in, and you can't, okay. You don't
So
have
if
to
you
wear
do
goggles.
happen to break a needle, it stays behind the eye guard and you're safe.
And we can change.
And we can change our needle.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
good. Okay.
Well, here we go. Get ready.
All right.
It's a little noisy.
It is noisy, but if it does the job, that's okay with me. And it is doing the job.
It is. There's some fiber. Let's try some yarn.
Some yarn. Here's a little bit of ribbon.
Okay.
We can just throw a bunch of stuff into this mix. And of course, one can go over top of the other. That's the game.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Watch what happens with the ribbon.
I want to see the ribbon.
It's like instant ruching.
Oh, nice. So there is a presser foot, so you pull it up and down, yeah. Oh, isn't that lovely? Basically, what you're doing is trying to destroy everything. I love it.
We're marrying the fibers.
Marrying the fibers, so you can have used yarn.
Let's try some silk bits there.
Okay, let's try some of these.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, beautiful. Okay. Actually, it doesn't matter. I guess you could leave your presser foot up or down.
You can.
It does.
You can get away with all the sins of sewing on this machine.
It's anything you can't do. Something metal, I guess, or something heavy or something like that. So
You need fibers.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I am sold. I want to get doing this, and I hope that you do too, because it's just too much fun. But I'm going to go on the road right away, and we're going to then have some look at some wonderful things that the kids are doing. It's great to get letters. It's great to get emails. It's great to hear from you. Send me pictures, whatever you'd like. If you want to know how to do that, wait till the end of the show, and there'll be a website and an email so that you can contact me and tell me what's going on in your life. So I've got 2 good letters today. Let me tell you. It says, Dear Linda, just a little note to thank you for all the many good hours you've added to my life by being there. That's sweet. It helped me get over the lengthy illness of my husband of 10 years and his unfortunate death. You, your patterns, your fabric, your store, your staff, and all the kindness I received, I will remember forever. I wish you and your husband and all your staff all the best, and may God bless you forever. Very sincerely, Gisela. Well, that's really kind, Gisela, and I would just say that sometimes sewing does help you take your mind off things that you'd rather not have to dwell on so much. So I think sewing is totally therapeutic, and that's one reason why people sew, and of course it's lots of fun too. So here's one from Jody. And it says, Hi, Linda. I love your show. My mother taught me how to sew and knit as well when I was 10, but I've not done it for many years. Your show has rekindled my interest in fashion and home decor. I'm by no means advanced in my skills, but I was hoping that you would do a segment on home decor and more specifically throw pillows or cushions. I've got a leather couch that could sure use some spicing up. Thanks, Jody from Iowa. Well, that's a good one. That's a very good one. We've got some right over here. And these are the ones that we did last year. But on the show this year, we're going to show you this one because this is such a great one for your leather couch. I've actually got some with some shoes all over it, so we're going to do that on the show this year. We've got so many crazy things on the show this year. In fact, we've got a gal who's covering shoes, so we're going to show you that. I've got some more jackets that match shoes. We're going to make things to match the shoes. The show is full of all kinds of wonderful things. So send me more letters. Keep watching the show. We'll be there for you. Thanks so much. One thing that really inspires me is to see the new generation sewing and getting excited about sewing. So I want you to come in. I'm at the Home Ec classroom here in St. Albert, and I've got a whole bunch of excited sewers that are just keen to go. In fact, I was so delighted when I walked in here this morning. There was no even teacher in here, and all these women, girls, were in here sewing their hearts out and having a great time. So I want to show you some of them because I'm just delighted to be here. So Sarah, what are you making and what are you doing?
Hi, I'm working on a cross stitch right now, actually, of my own face. And it's a unique little way to spruce up a bag or a shirt.
Because, of course, you can't go buy something like that.
No,
That's
never.
why you do it.
And I used a program here on the internet called Pattern Maker for cross stitch. And what I did was I took an image and in PowerPoint I stamped it so it was only black and white because it takes forever to do a color one.
Well, yeah, black and white is good.
Exactly, and nobody wants to do that. And I came out with an image like this. And if you zoom in on it, it's a whole bunch of little X's.
Crosses, as in cross stitch.
A cross stitch. And then what I do is I take what's called Ada cloth.
Okay.
And it's got little holes in it here.
And these correspond to those?
Those.
Yeah.
And I can, each of these dotted lines selects a square of 10. So what I'd do is I'd count over 10. And
Another
then there's
10.
another 10. And
So
then
this is your
this
first
one's
X.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. So I'd count 7 over from that and make my first X. And then I can do a row and just go right along the row and do my second one. Like so.
Okay, and so you're going to go that whole row across?
And I'd do that whole row across, and then I'd go down and do the next row back. And then down and back.
Okay.
And eventually it turns out to be this.
I love it. I mean, when you look at that, first you don't quite know what it is, and then when you look at it a little better, you say, oh, okay, there's a face. And I think you did a great job of incorporating into your whole bag here, so this is great. So why do you take fashion studies, I should say? This is not home ec, this is fashion studies. Why do you take it?
Because I can't buy anything that's unique, and I love making the things, and I'm guaranteed to be the only one wearing it.
Exactly.
I'm making my grad dress, which guarantees that I won't be wearing the same dress as somebody else.
Isn't that fantastic?
So,
thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration. And now we're going to go over and see what else is going on in this classroom. My idea of a really good time is to see a whole bunch of people sewing and enjoying it. So, Danielle, what is it that you're doing?
I am working on a cheetah print vest hoodie.
Oh, right.
With matching ears and arm warmers.
Matching ears?
Yep.
Oh, this is going to have ears on it.
Yes.
Oh, good. You dreamed this up, I bet.
Yes.
Yes. Is that why you take this class? Why do you take this class?
Because I like to have unique clothing that I can show everyone and say, I've made it.
Yeah, and they don't believe that you've made this.
No.
No. And I see the trim on this is the same trim that you put on this. So let's see the outfit that you've got on, and I think it's great.
Oh, thank you.
So what's the story here?
Well, I made this. This is just like my own design.
Yes, of course.
And it has matching
socks, which is perfect.
Buckles.
And you said you actually bought the skirt, but
Yes.
then you made, that sleeve treatment is just fantastic.
Thank you.
That is great. The whole thing just works so well together. So, yeah, keep up the good work. Obviously, you're on the right track. Have you taken fashion studies before, or?
Yes, actually I have last year.
Yeah, you'll keep on going, I know, or else keep on sewing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, last week I was at this classroom and I showed the whole classroom all about foiling and bleaching and embellishing, and they went wild. The stuff that they're doing now this week. Let me show you. So here's what I'm talking about. Alyssa, this is your project, so tell me about it.
This is a little black bag that I made, and I went onto the internet and I found a picture of a dragon that I really liked, and I just wanted to put this red foil on top.
Okay, so just a minute. How did you get all this?
I used this
Because
small
I taught
point.
you, now you teach me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used this small point and I just stenciled that in there and I filled it in and let it dry overnight.
Okay.
Now I'm going to apply the red foil, the shiny side up.
Okay.
I'm going to put the press cloth on top.
Okay.
And now I'm
and
gonna
we better
iron.
test your iron, should we?
I should.
Yeah, sort of medium iron. This is good.
Okay.
So you go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just going to start ironing this, digging that in.
Yeah, and kind of remember, the more you dig in, the more of those little grooves you'll get. So this is good. And about a medium iron, of course, is good. If you see smoke coming, you know that it's too hot.
Yeah.
So, and I think you suggested that you wanted to put some gold on there too. So we don't have to do this totally with the red. We could just sort of, and this has to cool.
Right.
So we'll take this off and let this cool. While this is cooling, tell me, why are you taking this class?
I think that it's a really fun, easy way to express myself, and it's just a lot of things to learn, and it's great.
You don't find it stressful?
No, I actually find it therapeutic.
Oh, isn't that good?
I love
Okay,
it.
that is wonderful. So, shall we peek?
We should.
It's just about cool. So, oh, look. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Is this exciting or what? Look at that. So now you can see that you could take your gold foil and you can fill in all those little spaces with gold, and you've got a great,
Looks wonderful.
unique, completely one of a kind, completely
Absolutely.
your own. Fantastic. So thank you, and keep up the good work. You know, I've got to go find the inspiration, the real inspiration for this whole classroom. And it's June McNeil, the teacher, so come all along. Okay. So, June, you're busy inspiring?
Yes, Linda.
Well, I'm so inspired by this whole room. They're so excited, and it must be a great thing to come to work every morning to face this.
It's wonderful, and thanks for coming today.
Okay, so what's the secret?
Well, I think the secret is that the students have lots of opportunity to make choices for whatever is current in fashion. So we don't go with the old aprons.
Okay.
There's no aprons being made
I see
here.
that.
No. So if they have come to me from junior high with some basic skills, we build on that. And
If they haven't sewn before,
if
is
they
that okay?
haven't sewn before, that's great too. We start just like we learn to drive a car, we learn to drive our sewing machine, we learn to make them our friend.
Okay, and that's wonderful. And they can choose whatever project within reason.
Within reason, yes. And so we start out, if they haven't sewed before, maybe they can start with 2 or 3 or at the most 4 pattern pieces. And then by grade 11, they'll start with about 6 pattern pieces. And by grade 12, they keep building all the way
I
up.
think it's interesting, too. You say you have all 3 levels, 10, 11, or 10, 20, and 30 in here.
Yes, we do.
And so does that work?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And they all, the grade 12s are very inspiring for the younger ages.
Sure.
And they can see the possibilities and the things that they can do. So that's great.
Yeah, okay. No, I think this is wonderful. So, for instance, if there's somebody out there who doesn't have a fashion studies class going and wants their child to be, how would you get this going?
Well, what I would do is, if I was the administrator in charge, I would, in my guidebook advertising the courses for the next year, just put a course description and see, you know, if the interest is out there,
and
if you offer it, they'll come.
Okay.
And I think there's lots of good stuff on television, and girls are interested in fashion and design. There's lots of good shows that have really piqued the interest.
Okay, so super. So I think it's teachers like you that keep this interest going. So thank you for doing this and keeping the young people sewing, and just keep it up. That's what I'd say.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Okay.
To receive the companion book for this series with all of the project details, send $19.98 to the address on your screen or call 1-888-McPhee or visit us on the web at www.mcpheeworkshop.com. Sponsored in part by Janome, quality sewing machines since 1921. And by Rowenta, the garment care experts, meeting the needs of the sewing enthusiast for over 100 years with high-performance irons, steamers, steam generators, and ironing boards. And Wonderfill Specialty Threads, thread for the way you sew. And by the Woolen Mill Store, your source for quality fabrics and more, featuring the largest selection of wool and wool blend, yardage from Pendleton Woolen Mills. And by Horn of America, experience quality, innovative ideas, and customer service. And Creative Festival, bursting at the seams with hundreds of industry experts, conference classes, exhibits, and more. Experience creativity in the making.